Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Morning Success Training. My name is Mair Hill, and I am your host today. And I love that the first picture is me and my boys, because me and my boys are all four of them there, are the reason that I am in this business. I started 17 years ago, and I had been working with nutritionists for about 5 years. I was tired all the time. All I really wanted was energy. I was diagnosed right off the bat with leaky gut, candida, food allergies. I was put on 150 supplements a day and told not to eat sugar, gluten, dairy, pork, chicken, peanuts, caffeine, or alcohol. And I did that really faithfully for 3 years. I never got the energy I was looking for, and I stopped. And it was a few weeks later I was introduced to Reliv. I really didn't think powders in a can were going to help me, but I was motivated to listen. Because my youngest, he's the one in the light blue jacket hugging me tightest in that photo. He was 5 at the time. He had chronic ear infection. He had already had ear tube surgery 3 times. He was still getting ear infections. And one of the stories that was shared with me that day was about an 18-month-old boy not having ear infections anymore. And so that's really the reason why we all got started on the product. It's now been 17 years. I did get the energy I was looking for in the first week. It's never left me. I did get retested for all the digestive issues I had. They're all gone. And Jack Hill, he did have 2 ear infections that first year, and he never had another one. And he turned up to be a D1 athlete. He still takes lots of product to combat the rigors of the training. He's now a certified CrossFit coach. During COVID, he is home with me. He's doing 500 push-ups on a regular basis. So that's what he's doing with his stay at home. So the products have been amazing. And, you know, it's perfect that I am doing this training on mindset. I wrote a book called A Good Plan. The very first chapter is mindset. I've taught this stuff to my boys since they were little. And to me, Reliv is my biggest story, because when I was 25, I started my own company. I had been working for someone else for a while. I was making plenty of money, and they just had a few too many rules. So I went off on my own. I started my own company, and it was really because I knew someday I'd have kids, and I wanted the freedom and the ability to be home with them after school the way my mom was. And I figured, who is going to let me do that except me? So that's really why I started my own company. And, you know, years went by. After 17 years, I had my 3 boys by then, and that's when I was introduced to Reliv. And my company grew to multi-million, over $15 million in gross annual sales. I had 25 employees. Like, there was a lot going on in my business, and instead of allowing me to be home with my boys, it took me away from my boys. It dictated when we took the vacations. You know, I still was my own boss, sort of, because I had a lot of people to answer to. And so when I was introduced to Reliv, I really wasn't looking to earn more money, because I already earned plenty of money, so that wasn't the issue. But I heard the stories, and I truly felt a moral obligation to share what I knew. What people did with the information, totally up to them, but they needed to know what I knew. And I ended up jumping into business that same day. I had never tasted the product. I just went home, shared those stories, and everybody get me some. And that's how my business was born, really. I started earning $1,000 a month pretty quick, just retailing a lot of product. Again, this is all around my full-time career as a business owner. And the more I went on, and the more I helped people, and my income started to climb, and my boys, they were growing up without me. I came home one day. It was early. It was, you know, it was in the summer. It was 5:30. That was early for me. I walked in. My 3 boys were playing. They didn't even look up, and they just said, "Hey, Dad." And that was the moment my heart broke, and I said, I want to be home. That was my goal all along. Reliv is allowing me to have that. I made the decision to close my company, be home with my boys, and I have never looked back. The time freedom, the health that we all have is awesome. And now more than ever, with COVID-19 running rampant throughout the world, that moral obligation, well, it never left me, honestly. It never left me, but I feel a moral obligation even more to go back to every single person I've ever spoken with especially because we're safe at home instead of stuck at home. There's the first mindset thing, is you can say you're stuck at home, or you can say we're safe at home, and we're safe at home. Now that we're safe at home, we have the opportunity and the time to call every single person we've ever spoken to, or every single person that you know, and just let them know that this exists. And hopefully you'll get some more talking points as we go through today's training. So welcome, and thanks to all of you for being here and persevering with all the new Zoom rules. Reliv International, longevity, it's 31 years as a food science and nutrition company. It's trusted and unblemished record. Reliv is a squeaky clean company, and you want to be associated with squeaky clean and a company full of integrity. I know my integrity is important to me. My reputation is everything, and Reliv helps to uphold that because they operate in the same manner. Products are clinically proven, they're patented, and they're backed by science, true science, lots of studies, lots of brilliant minds at work creating the products that we ingest every day. And they are guaranteed to work. As a customer, your products are guaranteed for the first 30 days, which happens to be how much is in a can. So if you have 100% money back guarantee on all of our products. We have the only epigenetic nutrition in the United States, and we have lots of patents surrounding that. So I think it would be a long time before anybody else can catch up. We're bringing experience and innovation to the explosive CBD market. Reliv does it the right way. They partnered with somebody who has the same high standards as we do. Again, we're a company with integrity and strong family values. This is Dr. Alfredo Galvez. He is one of our brilliant scientists. He is the one who discovered Lunarich back in 1996. So it wasn't just yesterday. He's had lots of time to use what he knows to conduct his scientific studies. And he has done over 130 clinical studies. He has a Facebook page. You can go to Dr. Galvez on Facebook, and you can find all kinds of really brilliant stuff there. Lunarich is 10 times the strength, and that part's the exclusive to Reliv, because honestly, Lunarich is in all soy. It's part of the soy peptides, but it's the ability to extract that and make it bioavailable so your body can actually use it that makes it unique to Reliv and proprietary to Reliv because of all those patents. There's the Lunarich products in 7 of the Reliv, or the Lunarich product in 7 of the Reliv products. And Lunarich has been clinically proven to boost immunity. As part of the epigenetics, the science of turning on good genes and turning off the bad genes, 2 of the genes it turns on the gene to fight viruses in particular, and it turns on the gene to boost immunity. It also helps reduce inflammation, pain, improve heart health, tumor suppression, and so much more. Again, more on Lunarich. To me, everybody needs to take Lunarich. Reliv is currently the only company producing it in the form that's bioactive, and that bioactivity is what's so imperative because your body can actually absorb it and put it to work. It's proven to strengthen the epigenome, which is the key with aging, chronic inflammation, and chronic disease. Your lifestyle choices are really what helps determine your aging and environmental impact and all of what it does to our immune system. So if you're eating burgers and fries and drinking Coke every day, believe me, I love Coke. I'll have one every few years. But all of these things help weaken your immune system, and it's critical, especially with the viruses that are floating around now, that our bodies have a strong immune system to defend against it, because it is our body's immune system that will fight this and other infections. So viruses take over our body's defense system by targeting histone tails. As a result, that's when we get infected. And here's a really fancy chart that shows you all the different scientific stuff that shows how these things work. A lot of pretty colors, but basically what we want to know is that Lunarich helps to prevent viruses from taking over that cell. Lunarich and Reliv's core nutrition provide optimal nutrition and boost the body's natural immune response to fight back. That's what we need. We need the ability for our bodies to fight what's coming at them. We have adaptive immunity, which is lunicin is shown to help the body produce antibodies that attack viruses and prevent their growth. And we have innate immunity, and that's lunicin turns on the genes that help with killing virally infected cells. Ways to boost immunity. Number one up there on the do side is to take your Reliv products, Now and Lunarich. Again, the combination has been clinically proven that Now plus Lunarich, 1 + 1 = 5. It's exponentially better to take those products together. Positive thinking, that's what we're talking today. We're talking about mindset. We're talking about the ways that what you say in your head. I have a friend who has immune issues, and she texted me this morning and said that she's really fretting because she normally gets an injection and she's not able to get that injection right now, and it's kind of freaking her out. And I suggested that, I mean, you can't just say to somebody, don't fret, but I could say, hey, when you hear those words that cause the fretting, to instead change it to, I'm healthy and strong. So when you hear yourself like heading down that fretting path, just say, I am healthy and strong. I am healthy and strong. I am healthy and strong. And it could just be your mantra that you say automatically, and your body will respond accordingly. You want to avoid sugar. You want to avoid fatty meats and French fries and fried items and donuts and all those things. All those things, all that sugar stuff, that stresses your body out as much as if you're witnessing something horrific. So truly, sugar has been proven to lower your immune system. These are this is the product wheel from Reliv. In the very center is our core nutrition. That's foundational. That's the easiest, the fastest, the bestest place to start, honestly, because you will get your widest range of results on the core nutrition. And if you're looking for results bigger, better, faster, you can add any one of our products. And this wheel can be found on reliv.com. If you go to the products and if you click on each one of those, on each one of these little symbols, performance, blood sugar support, anti-aging, you can watch a short video. But even more important is that Reliv has taken those same symbols that you'll see on this slide. They've taken those same symbols and matched it to the can, and they have reworked the outside of all the cans to correspond with the symbols that are on the website, and it's very simple to understand. You'll know what each can is for. There's a short story. It's all awesome. Reliv products provide optimal nutrition and boost the body's natural immune response. Dr. Galvez did a Facebook live interview a few weeks ago. Again, you can find it on Reliv's Facebook page. But in it, he was talking about, and this is he's been saying it at conference too, that a company will know that turmeric is really good for you to reduce inflammation. And they'll say, oh, we put turmeric in our product. The difference with Reliv products is, and with our brilliant scientists, is they figured out how much turmeric needs to be in the product for it to benefit your body. Because just say that it has turmeric, that doesn't really mean much. But if it says it has the optimal amount of turmeric, that will benefit your body. And it's fun listening to him talk because he says it so matter of fact, like, duh, we're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And if you read between the lines, our products are optimal. So here are the functional formulas. We have digestive health with the fiber store. And it is digestive health because it's not only our gut though, but all our veins and arteries, they all need to be cleared out because they carry important stuff from organ to organ. So you want those all to be nice and smooth, and FiberStore will help do that. Arth Effect for joint health, Cardio Essentials for heart health, Gluc Effect for blood sugar support, Lunarich X for gene health, again, the epigenome, sorry, Reverse Age anti-aging. I've been taking Reverse Age almost since the beginning. My mom started taking it early on too, and she's a snow bunny, and that was one of the first things she noticed because she would see people in 6-month segments, and people started to say, what are you doing? Because they would exclaim she looked so much younger. And Reverse Age was the only thing she had added to her regimen. So ProVantage for performance, for muscle fatigue, for rejuvenating your muscles after a strenuous workout. Soy Essentials for women's wellness, Energize for hydration, and again, it's an electrolyte drink, and 24K for energy. None of our products have any stimulants in them, so it's just the right mixture of ingredients to help your body do what it's meant to do. Reliv also introduced a whole line of RLV hemp extracts. This is non-GMO, it's gluten-free, organically grown in the United States of America. It's third-party tested and verified, just like all the Reliv products. Again, the people we partnered with have all the same philosophy, so it was an easy partnership. Multi-step tested to ensure purity and efficacy. That's true with all of our products too, because what we say is in the can is actually in the can and eco-friendly. And then they recently introduced the new RLV hemp plus melatonin. It also has L-tryptophan in it. That's the same stuff that turkey has in it to help you go to sleep. So 3 milligrams of melatonin per serving, and it's part of our 500 milligram full spectrum hemp extract. All of our hemp tinctures are flavored with slightly, because plain hemp is gross. So this one's sweet orange flavor. The other products have slight mint flavor. What we are doing is important. It's so important, especially right now. People are looking for ways to boost their immune system. There are many focused, productive people out of work looking for a solution. I was listening to the webinar from last week, and Robert Laird noted that 3.3 million people had filed for unemployment. I saw the headline in the Wall Street Journal a couple days ago. It's now up to 6.6 million people. So they're all home. They're all wondering how they're going to pay for their rent, for their food, and take care of their family. And this is just one way to tell them that you can help them both financially and physically to boost their immune system, not only for now, not only now to help them either get better or prevent them from getting sick, but COVID-19 is going to be around. They're saying it's going to come back again next year, and it'll take at least a year for a vaccine. So there's lots of room. Again, go back to everybody you can think of and just let them know this exists. Just ask them if they have a couple minutes to hear about something you're so excited about, and share, and just keep going down the line, because people percolate at all different rates. Some people will get it right away, like I did. Some people will take a few days, a few weeks, a few months, a few years, and some you just have to put them in the parking lot, and circumstances change. So here's our circle of success. This is, again, Saturday morning basic training. So we're going to start with the circle of success. The first one is identify. What we were just talking about is identify all the people that need to know about this product and this opportunity. And you don't play God. You tell people the whole story, because you let them decide. And these are the daily fundamentals that we do. So we're going to go first to identify, make a list. Product prospects, business prospects. To me, everybody needs to hear both. But we love our customers. We love our customers. Our customers are foundational. And what you want to do when you make that list is you want to write why you thought of each person, because that makes it so much easier to talk about. I mean, I still do that. When I hear a story and somebody's name comes into my mind when I'm listening to that story, I will write that down. So it's easy for me to call that person and say, hey, John, I thought of you because I heard the story of this woman. She got results with blah, blah, and, just thought of you. And I always leave a message. To me, always leave a voice message. If you're calling somebody and they don't answer, please don't be like the millennials and just assume that someone will call you back. You took the time to call them. Leave a message. Leave a message. So who are the first 5 people that you're gonna call today? Always have new people to talk to. If you think of all your circles of influences and you think of your family, your friends, your work, your church, your school, your social media, that is an amazing place to start. And you just grab a notebook, not scraps of paper, put it in a binder, put dates on it. Every time you think of new people, put dates, including the year, because these lists are growing and living, and they will kick around for years and years and years and years. So always use dates. Then you won't have to wonder. Next up, you're going to connect. You're going to review those people, and you're going to think of who's first. And what do you say? You just talk about how you're excited. You just talk about why you thought of them, and then you listen. When you stop talking, that is so powerful, because when you stop talking, people are usually very uncomfortable in the silence. I always say silence is very powerful if you're the one in control, meaning you're the one who stopped talking and then you listen. And you're taking notes with what the person's saying, and you are just being present and you are listening. You're not thinking about the 7 things you're going to say next or what you're going to do next, or worse, your own to-do list. You're actually listening. You're present and you're listening, and that will be the easiest way to help you connect. Reliv has all sorts of company tools. You have a whole team of people to support you. You have this webinar and webinars that are going on all the time to connect people to. We have a Thursday night short and sweet call. I'm one of the hosts on Thursday night. That every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central, 15 minutes, 5 stories. That would be a way to set an appointment, is to get somebody to join you on the Wednesday night webinar, the Thursday night short and sweet call, the Saturday morning training. Again, all sorts of tools. You just have to decide what you want. It's part of the whole mindset thing is, what do you want? What do you want? I want a new person on Wednesday night, every Wednesday night to watch a webinar with me. I want a new person on with me every Thursday night when I listen to the short and sweet call. You want to share the Reliv story. You want to share your story. You want to get good at sharing your story. And you're basically, I mean, it's your name, a couple of results, and you just share from your heart. And even if you don't have results, what did you see in this company? I saw in this company the potential to have my son stop getting ear infections. I saw eventually, it took me a few years, but I saw it as a way to be home and earn an income. So when you share the whole Reliv story, you want to do products and business, because again, you never know. You never know with somebody where their heart is at. And you don't know what's going to happen next week. When I first met the person who introduced me, Susan, I had met her in June, and we were running a half marathon. At that time, I was happily swallowing my 150 supplements a day. I was happily carrying my own food with me. Well, I won't say happily, but I was carrying my own food with me wherever I went. And I don't know that I would have been a candidate. I don't know that I would have heard her, like literally heard what she was saying. But by the following February, so 8 months later, she called me. And I figured she was trying to sell me something, but I really enjoyed the few minutes I met her that day in this half marathon. And mind you, I've run 1 million races. I've never met anybody before or since. And, but it was, serendipity was part of that plan. I told you my goal was to be home with my boys. I didn't see the way that it was going to happen. And this was the beginning. When you decide what it is you want, everything will conspire to put it into place. So anyway, there's a whole host of opportunity to share the story and share the whole story. And then you want to ask for a decision, and it could be as simple as, well, what do you think? What's the best thing about what you heard? Who do you think of that needs to know about this? And you want to be prepared. You want to have your products with you. I don't bring them in because people think that they're nutritionists and they like analyze the can, and it's hard to bite my tongue to say really what exactly it is that are you looking for in there. So I leave the products in the car, but when people want stuff, they want it now. It's also easy to get people started online. You whip out your cell phone, you get on the app, and they can sign up online to be part of this Reliv story, whether as a customer or as a business partner. And then you're going to register and go, and you are going to, whether you're registering with them as a customer or a distributor, you're going to help them get started. You're going to help them take their shakes daily, consistently, in enough and the proper method to help them get the results that they're looking for. But you're going to meet people with where they are. But I can also tell you that in the first 24, 48 hours, that's when they're most excited. And that's when you really want to grab their hand and introduce them to all the tools and the possibilities that are available before somebody throws a wet blanket over them, because they will. And I mean, even my husband is the most supportive person in the whole world. My boys in the beginning, they were 5, 7, and 9 when they started. Taking it in our house, drinking Reliv was not an option from my standpoint. Again, Jack had 3 ear tube surgeries. And my oldest was 9. He's very pragmatic. He still takes the product. He took it, no problem. My middle son, an influencer in New York, very dramatic, and he would gag, like literally go through the motions of gagging. And Jack Hill, who is now a master affiliate with Reliv, has been for the past 6 years, would honestly sometimes throw up. So it wasn't an option in my house, but my husband would say, this is your battle, not mine. So he would make the shakes, but he wouldn't make them drink them. I would make them drink them. So anyway, this is all part of the follow-up, because follow-up is everything to keep your customers consistent on their product. Some people will feel the results the minute they drink their first shake. Other people, it may take months. It took, well, I got my energy at the first week. I also had scoliosis. Oh, I do have scoliosis. And so I've always had lower back issues. It was never really painful till I ran my first marathon. And after that, I ended up with a shooting pain down my left leg. My chiropractor said it would never go away. That pain went away 2 months on Reliv products. I wasn't even expecting that. And it was after that 2 months, that I thought, if it could heal that, I shouldn't say heal it. It didn't heal it, because I still have scoliosis. And believe me, if I don't take my Arthefect in the quantities my body needs, I will feel it within a couple days. But after that, I got relief from that pain that my chiropractor said would never go away. Then I became more teachable. And I thought, wow, maybe this could do something for my gut. So again, it was a very slow process for me, but I remained consistent. So you want to watch the Engage video every month. This is all part of Reliv. It's on the Reliv website. Be familiar with Reliv's current promotions, and then you can use those to grow your business. I know with, I'll get to it on the slide with what I'm doing. Reliv is an incredibly generous company. So they have top 3 bonuses every single month. And you can earn, if you're a top bonus earner for April, you'll earn $3,000, $2,000 second place, $1,000 for third place. If your new volume exceeds $15,000 in the same month, you will add another $1,000 to those already generous bonuses. Preferred customers, this is what I'm kind of focused on this month. Any of you who had just regular auto ship customers like I did, I had a handful of regular auto ship customers. Now is the time to convert them to preferred customers. Preferred customers normally $10. That fee is waived through the end of April. And if a customer signs up as a preferred customer, again, that $10 fee is waived. They will automatically get a 10% discount. If that customer takes that same order and auto ships it, that customer will receive 20% monthly on that order. If that monthly order that customer is auto shipping, that preferred customer is auto shipping, that preferred customer will receive 20% each month off that order and free shipping on that order. Now I have one auto ship customer and all he orders is a can of Now every single month, can of Now, can of Now. So as a preferred customer, he can now ship that 1 can quarterly. Well, I should say that 1 can per month, if he ships it quarterly, now that's 3 cans per quarter. He will receive 20% off that order because it meets the $100 minimum, and he'll receive 20% off that order and free freight. So now is a time to focus on preferred customers. For all those people who say, no, I don't want to join you in the business, give them this opportunity to become a preferred customer without the $10 fee. Promo 1, 2, and 3, we have lots of ways to earn extra bonuses for doing what you're out there doing anyway. So if you sign up 3 new people at the quick start level, that's $500. It's a quick start, you'll earn a $250 bonus. You need to sign up those 3 new people at the quick start level in a single month. And if one of those quick starts moves to master affiliate, you'll receive $250 bonus. Actually, every time you sponsor a new master affiliate, you'll receive a $250 bonus. And then the preferred customers who sign up for auto ship are monthly or quarterly. I just went through that. But if you sign 3 preferred customers up in a month who are doing you will receive a $100 credit for Reliv products. So lots of ways to earn extra money and boost that check. So why quick start? When you quick start, that's our entry level. You'll save 25%. You'll have $500 worth of products at retail. Again, people want it. If you're in this business and people say, get me some, they want it now. Although I will say Reliv ships, they have been shipping pretty fast. I can't actually say what's happening during COVID, but normally if you ship before, if you place your order before 11 a.m. Central, that order will ship that day. And then it's just a matter of how fast UPS can get it to you. So when you do your initial quick start order, again, you'll get your 25% off, but on your first order, you will save, there will be no shipping, so you'll save an additional 5%. Our distributor fee is normally $40 annually, but for new distributors, it's $20. So look at all that money that you'll save by coming in at the $500 level. The other most popular way people get started is Master Affiliate, because it's at Master Affiliates that you have the most earnings and profit, and you will save 35 to 40% on your order. Again, new Master Affiliates on your first Master Affiliate order, you will receive free freight. That is huge. So now you're in the business and you have the opportunity to write off different things as a home-based business. Check with your local accountant to get the lowdown on exactly what can be written off. But you have free shipping, and just as our products are 100% guaranteed for customers for 30 days, our business is 100% guaranteed for the first year. If you decide at any point that you're no longer interested in doing the business, you can return all unopened product, and Reliv will give you 100% of your money back. There is very little risk, almost nothing, in getting started with Reliv, and you have everything to gain. The rewards are massive. You can earn a trip to Hawaii. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna talk more about mindset. This is in the next few slides with what we have. When the first Hawaii trip was announced in November of 2018, it was at the Orlando conference, and I said I want to go to Hawaii. And I went home and I started working, and by February I had gotten half the points I needed. It's 70 points to go to Hawaii this year, and I had earned half the points. And then lacrosse season started. So I'm sure some of you have heard my story, but Jack Hill played D1 lacrosse in college. He played in Connecticut. I am in Chicago. I desire to go to all of his games. I did go to all of his games. That's also, I'll share that story in a sec. So lacrosse season hit. I was actually team mom. It was like its own full-time job. I kind of set it on the shelf, and I said, okay, in June when I'm home, I will finish. I will get the rest of the points I need to go to Hawaii. June came along. I ended up moving my mom out of her house after 45 years. There was a lot of stuff. It was a big house, and that consumed my entire month of June. So I won't say I didn't say okay, I'm not going to go to Hawaii. I never said that. I just said, okay, okay. I think I didn't say one way or the other, but the idea of my abilities were fading, I have to say. But remember, my overriding desire was I said out loud, I'm going to Hawaii. So say it out loud, write it down, but it's one of those two things. Writing it down is probably more powerful. That's just a habit that has always eluded me. So, but I literally say things out loud, even when I'm by myself. I'm going to Hawaii. Conference came end of July. It was like July 25th or something. We had till July 31st to get the rest of the points. On that night, on that Friday night at conference, they announced the CBD, the hemp balm. And I sat there in that conference realizing that 2 balms and 3 tinctures equals $500 equals a quick start. I got home that night around 10:30, and I said to my husband, I'm going to Hawaii. We're going to Hawaii. I said it out loud. And I sat there, again, how, it's a whole nother training, but how's not your job? I'll just say that. Any of you want to call me and talk about that more, I'm happy to, but how's not your job? I said, I'm going to Hawaii. I ended up sitting at my desk, scrolling through my phone, just anybody who I had texted in the last, I don't know, couple months. I texted them and said, are you interested in CBD? Are you interested? I was up till 12:30 in the morning saying, are you interested in CBD? And that got the conversation started. Within 5 days, and I left for Las Vegas on Sunday. So conference ended Saturday. I went to Las Vegas on Sunday, which actually was an added benefit for me because of the time zone of the people that I knew. I could get up really early and start calling people. And so in those 5 days, I sponsored 9 quick starts and 1 master affiliate from starting that conversation of, are you interested in CBD? And I earned the trip to Hawaii. So, and I'll just backtrack slightly in terms of the D1 lacrosse and me watching all of his games. When Jack committed to going, I committed to watching him. I said, I will go to all of your games. I know nothing about Connecticut. I went to school in Maine. I have family in New York and New Jersey, but Connecticut just was always on the in-between, and I really didn't know anything about the geography of Connecticut, didn't really think that hard. I was getting really creative in the way that I was going to go watch his games. I thought really I would look for a snow bunny, people who were snowbirds and wanted somebody to sit in their house for 3 months. That was my initial idea. I thought, okay, well, I'll just ask people I know and somebody will know somebody, and I'll just live in somebody's house for 3 months and just go to all of Jack's games. And randomly, my best friend from college lives in New York, and she said, well, why don't you just stay here for his games? Again, it had never occurred to me to even ask her because I had no idea how far away that game was. Turns out it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on traffic. An easy train ride if I needed to take the train. Heather would often lend me her car, or she would go with me. And with the exception, I missed 4 games in 4 years of Jack Hill. So what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What is your desire? If you say your desire out loud, I want to go to Hawaii, that's all you need to say. I want to go to Hawaii, and you truly will be inspired to do things, and people will show up and say things to you, and you'll say, huh. And unless you're practiced at this, you might not even notice, but things will start to happen, because when you say what you want, everything falls into place for it to happen. So accumulating points for Hawaii, there's lots of ways to get points for Hawaii. You can get an auto ship, quick start, become a master affiliate, sponsor a master affiliate. So there's all kinds of ways. This is all online. Get with your upline to go through the finer points, because there are finer points on all of these. But if you want to go to Hawaii, say it out loud, write it down. And when you find yourself saying, but how am I going to do that? And it's never going to happen, and all of that, you have to replace it with, I'm going to Hawaii. You just have to override that chatter in your head with, I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii. I have one of the people I mentor works for a company, and they offer a trip to Hawaii. It's not Reliv, it's corporate. It's a corporate company. And the first year she came really close, and she had a picture of Hawaii on her screen. When she was in doubt, she would call me, and I would fluff her up a little bit, get her back on track. And in her second year, she earned that trip to Hawaii. She worked really hard, and all the pieces were in place. So if you want to go to Hawaii, you can go to Hawaii, but you have to say it. And it's not a hope, a wish. It's, I'm going to Hawaii. Very matter of fact, just the way that I'm saying it. Again, 70 points will get you there if you keep earning. 80 points, 90 points, 100 points, all get you more stuff. Again, Reliv is so generous that you keep working, and they'll just pile stuff on this already amazing trip. I was there last year on the first Hawaii trip, and the resort that we stayed in was incredible. And really what they think of everything. They gave us postcards to send back to people that, didn't get to go to Hawaii. They put stamps on those postcards for us. So they think of everything. Suzanne is amazing at planning these trips, and taking care of all of us. Reliv, I'll just keep saying it, incredibly generous. So we have our conference coming up at the end of July. It's back in St. Louis. Yay, it's July 31st and August 1st. So I'll tell you a few things. One, the early bird special for signing up ends at the end of this month. So it's $50 to register this month, $100 starting May 1. Get registered. The other thing, I can't speak to all airlines, but on American Airlines, which is my preferred airline, if you book your ticket, if you book any ticket before April 30th, for travel in the following year, they will waive the change fee. You won't get your money back. It'll be like on credit, but they'll waive the change fee. So you might as well book your flight right now by the end of April. Take advantage of what the airlines are talking about and what they're offering, and get yourself to St. Louis. Not only yourself, register other people. You can, when you call and register for a conference, you can register a guest. I've already registered 4 guests. I don't know who they are yet, but I've registered 4 guests to go with me. So, and then my son, Jack Hill, has registered other people to go with him too. So you don't have to name them, just buy those tickets for other people and count on going to St. Louis. I'm going to go back to mindset. I'm going to go back to writing it down. I'm going to go back to that I taught this stuff to my boys when they were young enough to understand it the minute they were. And again, in my book, A Good Plan, the first chapter is mindset. And I break it up into good, better, best. So good on this whole topic is to be aware. You have to be aware of what it is that you're thinking. You have to be aware of the words coming out of your mouth and the words that you're saying in your head, because once you're aware of where you are, now you can begin to make changes. Because if you're walking around saying, I should be calling more people, I should be working, I should be, okay, first of all, does that even feel good? Louise Hay, who's one of the people I admire, she started a whole empire on the whole concept of positive thinking. Louise Hay says that should implies blame. And think of it, if you change that one word and instead of saying should, you say could. I could call people. Now it sounds hopeful. I should exercise. I could exercise. Now it sounds more hopeful. So leave the word should out of your vocabulary. And first be aware, how many people are you calling now? How many people are you calling right now? None? Then by calling one person today, by definition, that's calling one more person than you did yesterday. So you have to be aware of what you're saying and what you're doing before you can add more to it. Second would be is what I've been saying this whole webinar is, what do I want? What do I want? And sometimes this is the hardest part for people. Sometimes it's easy. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. And then again, you will be inspired to call this person right now, or do this thing, or send out this mailing, or say this to that person. It will be amazing what happens when you decide what it is that you want. And one of the things I taught my boys is, my oldest, actually, one day, it was a rainy Monday morning. I remember it really clearly because he, came slamming down the stairs and just said, this day is going to stink. And I said, you're right. You're right. It's going to stink. I said, but you have the power to choose it. And, not everybody can hear that stuff all the time. It sounds very Pollyanna, and I don't mean to jam it down their throats, but he actually called, he was in high school. He called me later that day and he said, you're right. On the way to school, I thought about it and I decided that I was going to have a good day, and I was all stressed out because I didn't get my math homework done. And it turns out when I got to my math class, we had a substitute teacher and we didn't even have to turn in my math homework. So that is very simply the way that it works. You have the power to choose. You have the power to choose what kind of day you're going to have. I had taken this class recently and we were talking about tiny habits. And here's a tiny habit you can add, is that when you get up, you put your feet on the floor. And so the minute you put your feet on the floor, the tiny habit to add to that is, this is going to be the best day ever. Thank you. You always say thank you. That's all part of this mindset thing too, is the gratitude. You have to say, I say thank you every time I'm able to run up the stairs, because I'm 58 years old and I'm very grateful that I can run up the stairs. And I've gotten off on lots of tangents. I'm going back to this photo on, okay, actually go back to that tiny habit of when you get up in the morning, put your feet on the floor, say, thank you so much for the best day ever, or this is going to be the best day ever. Thank you. Find your words, the ones that feel good to you. So Jack Hill, when he was in 8th grade, wrote down in his yearbook, this is a yearbook, he found it. He actually had forgotten that he wrote it, but on his goals was to be an All-American in any sport. And by junior year in high school, that was the first time he earned All-American as one of his honors, one of his many, many honors. Senior year, there's a picture of senior year, he was All-American again, captain of the lacrosse team, and they won the state championship for the 2nd year in a row. And then, as I said, he went on to play lacrosse in college, D1. He was captain of his team again senior year, but that was something he had written. And I have to tell you that in 8th grade, he started playing lacrosse in 8th grade. So Jack had played all the sports. So it wasn't as if he started holding a lacrosse stick when he was 2 years old, but he decided he wanted to be an All-American in any sport. He wrote it down, forgot about it, and here he is. Because you know what? Everything happens in perfect timing. So I say to you to practice I mean, Henry Ford says it, what you think you can, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. I like to say practice being right about what you want to be right about. So going back to my oldest and going to school thinking it's going to be to stink, it would be so easy for him to come home that day and say, see, I told you this day would stink. And he could list off all the reasons why that day stunk. Or he could do what he did and change his mindset and say, no, you're right, it's going to be a great day. And then his math teacher doesn't show up. That's the how is not your job. His math teacher didn't show up. So that's what I have for you today on mindset. First, be aware. Then ask yourself, what do you want? And practice being right about what you want to be right about. And watch your world change. Say thank you, say thank you, say thank you all the time. Change your mindset from being stuck at home to being safe at home. And I hope truly that each one of you is safe at home. So thank you, everyone. I'm Mair Hill. This is the Saturday Morning Success Training, and there will be a replay available. So stay safe out there.